The world is witnessing a dangerous intersection of war, politics, and human suffering, and nowhere is this more evident than in Iran today. As military tensions rise across the Middle East, a silent but deadly crisis is unfolding inside the country's hospitals. Shelves that once carried life-saving medicines now stand empty. Cancer treatments, critical antibiotics, and vital heart medications are vanishing, leaving families in a race against time. Patients wait in overcrowded wards, doctors struggle with outdated equipment, and the most basic surgeries are delayed or canceled. This is not just a medical shortage, it's a humanitarian emergency caused by sanctions, global conflicts, and the relentless tug of war between world powers. Welcome back to my channel. In today's update, we dive into the escalating crisis gripping Iran's healthcare system and how military strategies, economic warfare, and global conflicts are feeding this disaster. The pressure of international sanctions, often used as a weapon of modern warfare, is choking the flow of critical drugs and equipment. Pharmaceutical suppliers are caught between rising geopolitical tensions and strict trade restrictions, while black market profiteers exploit the desperation of ordinary people. Beyond the borders of Iran, this crisis signals something much bigger. It's a warning of how economic and technological warfare can devastate civilian populations without a single shot being fired. As military technology advances and rival nations test their strength, ordinary people, children, the elderly, the sick, are left defenseless. In the coming segments, we'll uncover how global conflicts, hidden deals, and shifting alliances are shaping this tragedy, and what it reveals about the future of war and survival in a world where medicine itself has become a battlefield. Iran's medical crisis cannot be separated from the global chessboard of military power and technological dominance. Over the past decade, precision-guided sanctions have evolved into a weapon as powerful as missiles. Nations now deploy economic blockades and cyber operations to cripple an adversary's supply chains, targeting not just military infrastructure, but the very lifelines of a society. Iran is a frontline example of this new form of warfare. Pharmaceutical imports are strangled by banking restrictions, transport routes are disrupted by regional conflicts, and advanced medical technologies like diagnostic imaging systems or life support machinery are withheld under the banner of national security. Behind the headlines of missile tests and drone strikes, another silent war rages. The same satellite systems that guide military drones track every shipment of medicine. The same artificial intelligence used to predict enemy movements is being applied to control trade networks and tighten embargoes. This is warfare without borders, where sanctions replace soldiers and hospital beds become the trenches. Doctors speak of patients dying not because of incurable diseases, but because the simplest antibiotics cannot be found. Families barter their possessions on the black market, paying small fortunes for basic painkillers while smugglers thrive. Meanwhile, global conflicts intensify the chokehold. The war in Ukraine has redirected key pharmaceutical resources, while escalating tensions in the South China Sea disrupt global shipping routes. Each military flashpoint adds another layer of pressure on Iran's already crippled system. The country's leaders respond by showcasing military strength, unveiling new missile systems and drone technology, trying to project power even as their people face empty pharmacies. In the next segment, we'll explore how these escalating tensions could spark a wider confrontation, and why Iran's struggle is a grim preview of how future wars will weaponize not only technology, but life itself. The crisis in Iran is more than a national tragedy. It is a living blueprint for the future of conflict. As the world races to develop hypersonic missiles, cyber weapons, and AI-driven defense systems, the line between military action and civilian suffering grows dangerously thin. In today's wars, a country doesn't need bombs to break its enemy. Cutting off medicine, crippling financial systems, and choking critical technologies can bring a population to its knees faster than any battlefield assault. Iran's healthcare collapse is the human face of this new reality. Every empty hospital shelf, every delayed surgery, every child left untreated is a silent casualty of a war waged through economics and technology. Global powers understand this. Sanctions and supply chain disruptions are now carefully calculated tools of strategic pressure, designed to destabilize without triggering open combat. The tragedy is that ordinary citizens, mothers searching for insulin, fathers begging for cancer drugs, bear the weight of these invisible attacks. Meanwhile, Iran responds with displays of military might, testing long-range drones, unveiling new missile technology, and tightening its alliances with nations seeking to challenge Western dominance. These shows of strength aim to deter further pressure but risk igniting wider regional conflict. For the international community, Iran's situation is a warning of what lies ahead. In a world where conflicts stretch across trade routes, cyberspace, and pharmaceutical supply chains, no nation is truly safe. The next war may not begin with an airstrike. It may begin with an empty pharmacy or a silent operating room. As military technology advances and global tensions escalate, the fight for survival will increasingly move from battlefields to the bloodstream of societies, where the most powerful weapons are not bullets, but the absence of hope and the denial of healing.